Detective Pikachu came out in 2018, but was more or less forgotten when the movie the same name came out. The end of the game had a cliffhanger, however, and now several years later, and after countless rumors of its cancellation, and even the sequel to the movie amounting to a cancellation, the second Detective Pikachu is finally coming out. Yesterday. If you want a general memory jog of what happened in the first game, or didn't want to play it, judging you, but it's a free country, I guess, then this is where we left off with Detective Pikachu. Starting off, we have a short adventure where we see a detective and his Pikachu fighting a bunch of Pokemon or whatever. This is pretty exciting. It's a taste of what's to come, for sure. And then ends with the car crash. Then we see Pikachu sitting in a bar, a cafe, I don't know, whatever, drinking coffee. He leaves, tries to talk to someone, and immediately gets run over by a car. Off to a great start, I guess. Now we cut to this place. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, there's no light. Listen, I would make fun of the lighting, but there literally is no lighting. What is going on here? This looked a lot better in my memory. Oh, yikes. Okay, anyway. Tim Goodman. He came to Rhyme City to investigate his father's disappearance. This is Tim Goodman. And this is Tim Goodman in the movie. However, this Tim Goodman is an actor who apparently shares the name. So, this is Tim Goodman. Yep, don't worry about this. Throw away those other two people. Yep, this is the Tim Goodman. Anyway, he's here to investigate his father's disappearance. You know, that whole action scene that we just saw? He says he has to get somewhere. Where could he be going? Too late, he immediately gets sucked into something. Yeah. Two Apom steal a necklace. Right in front of him. It's a crime. Do laws apply to Pokemon? Anyway. He sees it gets stolen off a little girl, and gets attacked immediately by a Pikachu. The detective himself. Well, and the little girl, and a new adult. Those will come back later. Anyway. This level is kind of like the definition of a tutorial. Not really much to say here from a likely to come back standpoint. But, but it's a tutorial for the game, so I might as well go over what the game is. Imagine a QTE simulator. What is a QTE? QTE stands for Quick Time Event. It basically just means you press buttons. When there's a button on screen, you press it. That's pretty much the game. Although that only is a small chunk of the gameplay. The other part is like that one half of Ace Attorney games where you're out investigating. It's slightly more advanced though, but that's only really slightly. It's kind of just a different thing entirely with the same general premise. But Detective Pikachu has some things that doesn't have, and Ace Attorney has some things that Detective Pikachu doesn't have. For instance, in Detective Pikachu, you cannot present items to people, which is kind of a major part of the Ace Attorney series, but whatever. And in Ace Attorney, you don't have talking Pikachu. Not really as much to note here, but it's a nice teaser of what is to come, so, that's really it. But we do learn where Tim was trying to go. He was trying to go to, this detective agency where apparently his dad worked, and, whatever. He's given kind of a warning to just kind of stay out of it and let detectives do their work, but, obviously there would be no game if he did that, so here we are. For the next case, you start in your room, or your dad's room, or something anyway. You search around for a little bit, you open up a locker of his, and you go to an ice cave. Just bear with me. Again, this doesn't really have very much to do with this, but you are introduced to the adult in the last case again, who has now been revealed to be named Amelia. So this is kind of cementing her as an essential character, I guess. Basically what happens is there's a Glalie, and the Glalie attacks the people in the cave, and there's another person. I forgot to mention that. There's another person, which is not really important, I don't think. And Glalie attacks them, QTE, and it's mentioned that it's kind of like Glalie is on the same wavelength as those Apom from the last level who, again, attacked people. Anyway, but what were they doing here? What were the two people doing there? Well, Amelia is, researching stuff. She's a reporter, so that's why she's there. She's doing reports and stuff. I don't know what reporters do. But it's her or something, so they have to get out with her being her. And also, they're all blocked into the cave. That's fun. After running around for a bit, you effectively open up a window so a drift blim can carry you out of the cave. If you've ever read the Drifloon Pokedex entry, you know why this is a bad idea, but whatever, leave it be. You can get out and hopefully stay safe, I guess. Anyway, you go back to a cafe, the cafe from the intro of the game, and you learn that, I guess, Pikachu likes coffee, which is, pretty cool. And then you go back to your house. Again, your dad's house? I don't know. Anyway. So you go back to the house and, well, through the power of deduction, you find out your father went missing near a Pokelab. Yeah. Because you find, this weird vial, I guess. It's stated to be a vial, and it's not a test tube, so, it's pretty cool. You find this, so you're going to go out and find your dad. Maybe. Tim goes and steals a car, but it's fine because it's his dad, so it's not technically stealing. I think if he's dead, it's last will and testament or whatever. Where are you going, though? You're going to an internship at a lab near where Tim's dad disappeared. Which, seems like if a lot of people die in that family in one specific place, you might not want to go back there, but whatever. Your choice. After you meet all the people there, Amelia comes back. Remember, she's the reporter from the last cases? Why does she keep coming back? Is she a main character or something now? I guess so. Amelia is there to interview all the scientists there to get whatever information they know about saving the world or whatever scientists do. Apparently, it's a very famous laboratory, so, I guess it makes sense. While searching for the vial, you eventually end up in a storage closet, where, success, you find a matching one. This must be the place that your father was investigating. However, it is hinted at that someone saw you looking at it. That's kind of scary. I wonder who it could be. After investigating more, you find a secret laboratory where someone's making something suspicious looking. Couldn't be safe. Who could it be? Well, it ends up being one of the researchers. But that's not all. That researcher also apparently tampered with your dad's brakes to make sure he didn't get any more information about whatever it was he was researching. Ooh. End of the game, right? No, he's still missing, so the game's going to continue on for longer. After the detectives and cops question the scientist, he lets it slip about some kind of poke drug. This drug is R. Could it be R for Team Rocket? Yeah, we'll figure out later, I guess. And some very secretive person found out about this poke drug, and, well, it doesn't seem like he's very happy about it. Could this be the person who really was after your dad? It seems like the researcher didn't really act alone, so it very well could be. You find out that R are from Pokemon cells. But what kind of Pokemon cells? Well, we have to find out. That must be what was in the vial. Who would know about this? Of course, they tracked down the original director of the laboratory that you just went to, so, that's who, I guess. If anyone would know, it's probably the director who, created the whole experiments in the first place. However, when you get there, the director is under fire for biohazards or whatever, and, you have to kind of save him to be able to talk to him, legal stuff. But after you do save him, you find out about these cells that R is made out of. The cells from a Pokemon called Mew. Sound familiar? It should be, but it's not actually made of Mew, because somehow during a mix-up or something, they actually got Mewtwo cells. Mewtwo cells, they shouldn't be that different, but what happens? Tim also finds out that his dad was investigating an amusement park called Fine Park. Is the motto for this park okayish park? Because, it sounds kind of like what it would be. Later, Tim gets to meet Amelia's boss, where he finds out that the news went to record a story about the accident that happened at Fine Park that caused it to shut down. Did I mention that? It's a shutdown park. This is very safe. Do not go, but it's very safe. However, the boss says you can't really watch the tapes today, so might as well come back tomorrow. So come back tomorrow after investigating okayish park. Tim finds a ton of Pokemon there, but they are all cast out of human society because guess what? They were caught doing R. Dang, this poke drug is truly awful. Also, Tim's dad was totally investigating the park, so, just continuing his legacy or something, whatever. Tim goes over to the news station the next day to find out what happened at the park. After a lot of delays, Tim is eventually allowed to watch the tape. He sees a balloon that was shot open. Could this be where the R came out of? Is it going through the air that's causing the Pokemon to go rampage throughout the cities? Also in the video, there appears to be someone who released the R. it looks like one of the employees at the station, Keith. But where did he go? Tim races after Keith, but he's eventually able to escape. So, just continue researching and hopefully you find him again. Tim traces R right to the source, a dock. Within a matter of time, he finds a scientist who is actually using the Mewtwo cells. So this is where it all came from. This is where the mix-up happened that made R from this really cool Poké drug to something that makes Pokemon go on a rampage. Yikes. But Tim has to hide. So he quickly gets along with the R and goes off to be shipped with it. For some reason, the R is being transported by a cruise. So, lucky you, I guess. Free cruise. Tim finds out there's an auction on board. So that must be where it's going. The R will be for sale. Success, you found it. But now Tim has to get it before, someone else buys it and accidentally unleashes it into the world. He hijacks the bidding and stops the R from being bought. Keith is captured, case closed, forever, good luck, yada yada yada, you win. That's still not done. Okay, come on. For some reason, Pikachu has a meeting with Mewtwo where he learns a couple things. Mainly a bargain that he made. Mewtwo believes that all humans are terrible, but Pikachu tries to convince him that not all humans are terrible. So, what does he do? Bargain, of course. If Pikachu can retrieve all of Mewtwo's cells, Mewtwo will uphold the end of his bargain that we still don't know very much about. Tim learns that R is going to be released at an upcoming festival. Why would they have a festival? And why are there going to be millions of people there? Not to mention Pokemon that could injure and kill thousands. Anyway, he has to find out where the R is going to be released. It's eventually narrowed down to 3 sources. Liquid R, gaseous R, and solid R, or capsule R. It's the same thing, whatever. Tim finds a liquid R in the food, gas R in the balloons, and solid R. And solid R is literally on someone's person. You beat up someone. Not why? Interesting. But Tim is told there's one more source of R. Where could it be? He tracks it to a clock tower, and he finds a giant device inside. And to end it once for all, he gets into this battle, and he wins. Pikachu is able to retrieve the very last of the cells that Mewtwo so desires. So, is Mewtwo going to uphold his end of the bargain? Well, kinda. Pikachu passes out. It's a little scary. But Mewtwo confirms to Tim that his father is alive, but missing still. And that is where we left off with Detective Pikachu. It's a very, very oversimplified version of events, but you're going to have to understand that, it's kind of a long game, and I can't really stretch out something to be so long if I want to make this in time, and also because I kind of want to respect your time as well as my own time for, being able to play 2 games in a week. But the cliffhanger is still there. Where is Tim's father? It's Pikachu. It's hinted throughout the entire game that it's Pikachu. Even Mewtwo kind of says it, but, for some reason they just don't understand, which is a little weird, but whatever. So, yeah. Pikachu is his father, which is weird to think about, but, it's kind of a wholesome thing. They kind of confirm this also in the movie, but kind of just outright said. If not that, then it's extremely hinted at. And yet, the new Detective Pikachu game is coming out today, so, play that if you want to see the story continued, I guess. But if you haven't played the game, again, please play it. This is a very oversimplified version of events, and I cut several things out of there. For instance, there's a joke about Ash's Pikachu, and Detective Pikachu even says, to be the best like no one ever was. So, it is very much oversimplified, and if you do want to get the whole story, watch a Let's Play of it. Or better yet, play the game. Anyways, with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I have several videos coming out this month, so if you want to subscribe, you can. Or you don't have to. It's completely optional, but it helps me out a lot. But, other than that, I've been Jubert. Have a nice day. And good night.